This is a brass 1/25th scale nut that I made from scratch. In this video, I'm going to show you 2 ways you can make them, including one way with basic modeling hand tools. I made these nuts to go between the brake calipers and brake line on the model I'm building. I didn't want to lose detail by having to paint something. I wanted the look of real metal. These are made from brass, but you can also make nuts out of aluminum, which I will show you later when we make them by hand. I machined this on my 38-year-old Unimat. It's an old friend. I started with a piece of 1/16 inch brass tube. I slid a piece of 32 thousandths brass rod inside to keep milling residue out of the tube. I put the end of the tube in the chuck on a degree wheel and put an abrasive wheel in the milling head so that I could cut a facet down the tube. To cut the other 5 facets using the degree wheel, I rotated the chuck 60 degrees each time until all 6 facets were milled. I smoothed the end with a sanding stick before slicing off each nut. Now let's make some nuts out of aluminum with another method. We are going to use a hex nut as a way to index the rotation of the tube as we cut the 6 facets. I am going to glue a 32 thousandths rod into the center of the hole in the nut. I bent the rod into a shape that will anchor it in the hot glue in the hole. We are going to make the nuts out of 1/16 diameter aluminum tube. Tape the end of the tube to the rod so they will rotate in unison. Place 2 plastic rods, also 1/16 inch diameter, on either side of the aluminum tube. The rods will help align the sanding tool. Using a sanding stick or file and the plastic rods as rollers, sand down a facet along a section of the tube. Start with a coarse grit to cut it, then a medium grit to smooth it, and then a fine grit to polish it. Now rotate the assembly to the next side of the hex nut. Cut the second facet like the first. Be careful to make all the facets the same size. Continue sanding and rotating the nut assembly until you've faceted all 6 sides. Slide the tube off the assembly and slide in a new length of rod. To cut off a nut, take a hobby knife with a fresh blade, line it up 90 degrees to the tube, and roll it on the cutting mat until you've cut through the tube. The rod inside will keep the loose nut from pinging off onto the floor. Use a dab of glue to secure your brake line, fuel line, or tie rod to the nut. Now you have realistic metal nuts in scale, a higher level of detail, and best of all, you had the satisfaction of making it yourself.